The word been moving across the face of the earth ever since there was a place called earth. In fact, the business you will see the word in Genesis. It said, in the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. And the earth was without void. You understand me? And the Spirit of God moved across the face of the deep. Yeah. My God. So, that isn't mine, my brothers and my sisters. The story takes place. It picks up after John the Baptist have just been beheaded. This was a long month or a long week. It take place for 5,000 people. That, you know, in some towns and cities and states, 5,000 people is a whole city. Up from a little town in Mississippi. So Jesus fed more than Boca Chilla, Mississippi. 3,000 folks. He fed 5,000, not including the women and children. He said, let the men sit down. And after this, he was coming down on the side of the mountain. Yeah. His disciples got in the ship, got in the boat. My God. It's about the fourth watch of the night. Someone said, can you be more specific about the fourth watch of the night?
Can you be more specific?
The fourth watch of the night is between the hours of 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. They was wrestling with the ships, wrestling with the tide, wrestling with the waters. They was tired. They was exhausted from wrestling with the water all night long. And about 3 o'clock in the morning, let's see, they say between the hours of 3 and 6. Let's just say 3 o'clock in the morning. Jesus come waltzing on the sea. All right? These disciples here, they are very tired from fighting with the waves and the billows. You understand me? Their arms are tired. They're exhausted. Huh? Let's look at the scripture right here where it says in 25, in the fourth watch of the night, he came unto them walking on the sea. Verse 26. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled. Huh? They were very scared. They were troubled, mean they was fearful. Huh? Sometimes you can be fearful, huh? And you can take off running. But there are times that you can be fearful and exhausted. Huh? They was wrestling with the ship all night. When you're exhausted and fearful, all you can do is just holler, cry, scream. You understand me? There's nowhere to go. You understand me? You're in the middle of the ocean. Sometimes life puts us down on it. Sometimes life puts us in the middle of the sea, and everything around us is going wrong. And our brain cannot take no more. Huh? Our eyes cannot see no more trouble. Our spirit cannot take no more. My God. We saw Jesus walking on the water. You talking about fear. It's always something to be fearful. But when you're exhausted, my God from Zion. We all know about being exhausted. The troubles of this world will put us in an exhausted state. Huh? And we can't do nothing but cry. Huh? Because we tired. You understand me? This body get tired. This mind get tired. You understand me? It's called mental breakdown. You heard folks having a mental breakdown? My God. And Jesus is walking on the water at the fourth night of the watch. They're fearful. They're afraid. They're thinking it's a ghost. But they're so exhausted. They don't know what to do. There's no They're in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of the sea. You ever been in a situation where there's nothing you can do? You can't go back. That's too far. You don't. It's light is that. You don't see no light. My God from Zion. Came out of a situation and now I'm back in another one. And on top of that, I'm fearful. That brings on anxiety. That brings on stress. That brings on worry. My God from Zion. I'm going to preach here in a minute, I promise you. But straightway, he said, fear not. Huh? It is I. It is I, meet Jesus. Now they had, they have just been called disciples. They have just, Matthew 10 and 1 they have just been taught that supernatural power of God exists. Yeah. They have just been taught that they can do the same miracles. My God from Zion. They have just been taught this. Then Peter answered and said to them, Lord, if it be thy, you bid me to come. Now, in the Greek or the Hebrew, that if is translated to since it's you, Lord, bid me to come. Jesus told him, Peter said, come forth, Peter. Come. Peter left the ship.